Always have everything you need with you at all times, especially your breath. And you can change so much with just your breath. Let's tune in a little bit so that I can see what we're going to actually talk about. I think I know, but we're going to come center. Press those little palms, bring them to your heart center, close your eyes, and just tune in. Just bring yourself into this space, into this present moment. A little smile on your face relaxes your whole being. With every breath, I get more clarity. With every breath, I get more peaceful. With every breath, I get more confident. With every breath, I am more beautiful. Put whatever you want there. With every breath, I am happier. Just infuse your whole being with this information as you breathe in and out. And relax. And in your mind's eye, connect with that beautiful sun. Just really tune into that golden sunrise, the healing radiance of the sun. Consciously directing our awareness and our attention to bring that light into the body. On your next inhale, draw the light of the sun as you inhale into the heart. Hold the breath and the light at your heart center, allow it to expand. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown of your head like a fountain all around you. Clear out your space. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold the breath at the heart center. See it filling your whole being, radiating beyond your physical body, and exhale through the crown fountain of light. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center, and exhale through the crown. Inhaling one more time, holding the breath, pull root lock, sealing your container, making yourself big, big, big. Rub your palms, inhale a little more, hold it, keep rubbing, get some heat, energy, light in your palms, cup them over your eyes and exhale, nourishing yourself. Inhale, hold the breath. Hold, feel the energy from your palms to your eyes, recharge yourself through your whole being. And exhale, float the palms down, flutter the eyes open into your space. You know, like I'm saying, you have everything you need. You have every single thing you need with you all the time. And it's just your choice to see it or use it. You know, like even that, if you took a time throughout the day, if you're feeling a little, not even bad, like it's not even that you have to be feeling bad to do something else. It's just incorporating these kinds of things to remind yourself throughout the day that this is something you can do for yourself. Because what I'm noticing is we really, look, we might not be sleepy, like you might be a little more awake than you were before, or that every day you're getting a little more aware. I know you are. I know everybody is. And also, you can make it even better for yourself. You can make it even better for yourself with these little tweaks, these little things that you can add in there that cost you nothing and take really very little time. And would, depending on your day, you know, if your day is full or you're dealing with different people or you got stuff going on, it would make your day better for you and everyone around you. You know, if you took, like, set your little alarm again, you can set your phone, you know, we always have our phones around, and you can have a little thing saying, what state of being am I in? You know, that's always a very good one, because we're going to talk a little bit more about states today. But, you know, what state of being am I in? And then check yourself, and then, you know, give yourself a little care, give yourself a little nourishment, a little rejuvenation, even if it's just 5 slow, deep breaths, you know. you could, if you were by, if you have your own space, like rub your palms and breathe consciously and connect with the light and bring it into you, and, nourish yourself through your eyes. You have energy points all over your body, your energy, obviously consolidated, crystallized. But this, all what we're doing here in the practices, yes, that we do, but in your life in general, without you even being aware or realizing, is directing and redirecting energy based on your focus and your intention. And when I'm saying, pushing the logical limits or boundaries that we've made up throughout this lifetime experience, or however it works, I don't know, whatever we're doing, we have limitations. We have some false beliefs of all this limitation. And then we make up all these stories and we just accept them as the truth, and we don't question them. And here I'm saying this in a way that I don't mean that it's bad. I'm just saying you could make it better. You could make it better. When you are not questioning anything, meaning like you just like operate the same every day, and you don't think like, could I start thinking with every breath I get happier? Like, what would happen if I did that? I just think that we're not that creative. We sometimes lose our creativity and our imagination. I'm saying it because I know from me too. Like when I go to make a list and I'm thinking I can't think of fun things that I want in my day, or that I want to see, or that I want to hear or experience, like, come on, where did that go? Where did it go? We kind of like turned it over to being entertained out there somehow, someone else's imagination that's so creative. But you also are connected to that infinite mind, and you have infinite possibilities to draw from as well. And I think we do know what we like. You do know what you like to experience, or what you like in your life. So I think like, think of that and then juice it up a bit. Make it even a little bit better. Push your own perceived limitations a little more. And that's what I'm noticing. I just don't even think it's not even like, look, it's subtle. Like, it's not even that we don't think it's possible. We just don't even think of it. That's what I'm saying. It's not like we think of it and we think, oh, that's not possible, because I don't think we really think like that. We just don't even think of it. We don't even think, oh, what if I played a little game today? Like a kid, what if I played a little game today where every time I thought of my breathing, I knew that I was taking in a breath and I got happier, or I was taking in a breath and I got younger, or I was taking in a breath and I got calmer. Something, anything, making a little game out of things to keep ourselves engaged, because again, I do know that we're very intelligent, obviously an intelligent super, I don't know what this is. We're super intelligent beings, and very quick to accept things as like standard and like a norm, and then just go along with it. And it's like seamless. And like I've said, we do this in a way, I guess, because it's so much if we really like knew all the time, all the details of everything, it's overwhelming. I mean, we're already overwhelmed with all the info that we have, and every single, we are so quick with everything. So I think, but we really are taking for granted how magical and powerful we are, that we are creating this experience in every moment. And just because, again, we've accepted and just sort of like integrated into our being as like, this is how it goes every day, like a straight line. We wake up, this, and we go to sleep, and then the same thing. And we just like go with that. And I'm saying, shake it up a little bit. You're creating that. And it's not bad. I'm not saying us experiencing a day in a straight linear way is bad. It's not bad. It's just, let's make it fun. Let's make it, and especially, and I think it's pushing us to do it even more and wake up even more when we have, again, perceived limitations, and then the perceived limitations are experienced as seemingly real limitations in our physical world. Like we can look at this, whatever limitations are are being put on us, or weird things that don't make any sense, rules and things, and like distancing, and like it's just weird. It's just weird. Very weird. So like when I see that, then I just think like, okay, yeah, this is a reflection of my own weird limitations. That's how I do everything. I don't like, we're not victims, or not like, oh, how dare they do this to me? No, I just think, oh shit, I have some weird limitations probably going on in here too. And let me just play around with that and see what fun I can have with that, instead of focusing on what's going on out there. The more I take my attention away from it and focus on what I want and what I'm creating, the faster it smooths out. The faster it smooths out. And, in that way too, we have to be you have to be more focused on what's going on in your realm than what you think is going on in someone else's realm or someone else's world. Because again, you guys all know this, whatever you're observing going on in someone else's world is still through your lenses. It's still your perception. It's still your concept of yourself, your assumptions, this world, them, like whatever that is. So like I've said probably many, many times, we can't ever really know the truth. Like there are truths, there are laws, there's things, however this is operating, even that we know some things, we know what we experience, but I don't really know the whole thing of it. But thinking what's really going on in someone else's world, or why they're doing whatever they're doing, or how they're doing it, whatever, like just think about it. That's silly. You can't really know. You really can't know. The only thing you can know, this is what you can know. You can know what you experience, and you can then know your story about it. That's what you can know. You can know that if I'm experiencing this person in this way, that's my conception, that's my gathering of the evidence and making the assumptions, and then they're showing up like that. And I have a whole story about it. Like I can have a whole backstory about their childhood, their, this, their that, this is why they're showing up like that. And like, it's very logical. Like, it's not like it's not like it's wrong. It's just and it's fine. But if you don't like how you're experiencing them, then it may do you a service if you have to be around this person or have an experience with them. It would do you a service to change your story about them, to see if you could adopt a new story. And I'm getting better at explaining this lying stuff, because I've been, telling people and then listening to what they say back to me. And when they get resistant and mad and like, telling me stuff, and then I'm like, okay, well, let me think about this. Because I get it, but I don't know how to make you get it. So then, of course, I imagine that they get it for sure. Like I do it all. Like I'm changing my concept of them, but it might not even see, like, here's what I'm saying about breaking down all of these things, right? It's not even necessarily just your story about them, just that one person. You got to remember, this is a very vast, like you can't see what I'm doing, but what I always do, this big reservoir of stuff, all of our stuff, all of our subconscious stuff, our programming. I don't even know how long it goes. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know how long we've been gathering this as this experience of human beings. Like, I don't know, but it's deep. And for different ones of us, however we've had experiences, we have this, this belief. So it might not even be just my belief about this one person. It could be in general about people, like people in general. So like, it could be people in general. It could be a gender. It could be, an age group. It could be a color. It could be so many things. And it's just like, this is not serving me, So like if I'm, for instance, like teaching people something or seeing like people aren't getting this, then one of my stories I could look at, like, this is what I'm always doing, is just backtracking it to myself. And not in a guilty way, not in a, like, none of this, like I'm saying from the beginning, not that it's bad. It's just, I'd prefer something else. I'd prefer a different experience. So if I would prefer a different experience, I know where I need to go for that. That's within me. And I'm, been practicing, right? So I could be really quick with it because like I really don't care that much what the limitation is or what the belief is anymore. I really don't. But I'm not saying that that's not valuable as well. It can be valuable. And we're humans. We like drama. We like the story. We like the details. We like all that stuff. So it's fine to go looking in the what are my stories, and if I have a story that like people don't get it, people are sleeping, they don't get these concepts. It's a little bit, it's not the masses, it's not the norm, when we look out in our world is very conditioned to be on the outside. So like I could have a subtle story or a big story about that. So then, no matter what I say to people or what I would teach them, I could still be frustrated, that they're not getting it. You see? And so, like, that doesn't serve me. So, it's better for me to just imagine again, we like think that this is some light thing. It's your power. It is your power. It is very, it is your greatest force and power within you, is the ability to shut off your senses, your five senses, shut off your external senses and go to your internal world and use your internal senses. That is where all of this, is coming from. So if I, what I was saying is, yeah, I can go look at and I know the beliefs and all that stuff, right? Whatever I've been assuming, and I can, it's, once you start digging a bit or once you start looking around in that, whatever, that garden, you look in your soil, like, what do I got in there? I got a bunch of weeds in there. I got to weed those out. Like, what's going on in there? Once you start doing that, you get back, you get quick at it. Like you really do just know, first of all, like I'm saying, this is what I'm trying to say, that sometimes you'll notice you can catch it real quick. Like I do, yeah, I do have a belief about that type of person or those, generation or whatever it is, I do. So now, this, the question is, am I willing to bury that or to weed it out or to, put it somewhere else and forget about it and start cultivating or watering or planting new seeds, or not even, you know what, it's not even new seeds, it's already there. Like the state of being, the state of being, and those, the new assumptions that come along with the state of being is already there. You just have to assume it, you just have to be willing to assume it and let it go. But we kind of flip-flopper, we kind of like, because if we get in the new state and we don't see instant results, but again, remember, seeds take a little bit to sprout, even though this is what we're playing with right now is quicker, a little more instant manifestation, which is absolutely possible when you assume a new state of being, like moving a reality or dimension or whatever, however you want to call it, parallel reality, dimension, infinite, which is you, part of you, as an infinite being that you are. You change your state of being, which is like moving cities. And when you move the cities, the city has a new city center, has all the different stores, has all that stuff already there. You don't have to create it. You don't have to go build a new city. You just move the city. So it's the same thing as states of being. When you're in a state of being here, it has this kind of stores and restaurants and whatever. If you want to change states of being, you go to the new state of being, and it's already, the new assumptions are already there. But you can't be like going back and forth, just choose it and stay for a bit and embody it and see what happens. But we think we do it, but if we're getting kind of flip-floppy results, that's because we kind of like, it's difficult for us to just forget, to really forget or to put it aside, because again, like, we're wired a bit for survival. So you don't want to be hurt again. You don't want to have that happen again, or you want to be safe, whatever the safe is. Safe is from within you, but we're trying to manage all conditions and people and things so that we can be safe. But really, that's an illusion. That's an illusion. So you just got to go for it. Like I've been saying, you got to just go for it. You got to do it. Just do it. Be bold and do it. So I was saying, you can go find those beliefs and assumptions and decide to change them over. I like to sometimes write it down and then flip it, look at the other side of it. Then anytime my mind wants to go to that one, what do? I either look at it or I remind myself, what is the new choice? What is the new belief? And then I just repeat it. I just say it until I get a better feeling, because the other one doesn't feel good anyways. It doesn't feel good if you're honest with yourself. It doesn't feel good when you're judging less than, or when you're having the assumption about somebody that is not an uplifted version of you or them. It just doesn't feel good. So it's kind of a no-brainer to me. I don't know why people would keep choosing the shit that doesn't feel good. I don't get it. I do, but you know what I mean? Like, I just don't, I'm just like, once just choose the feeling better one. Like, it's okay. You can do that. You're safe. It's the most loving thing to do. You know why this works too, the way that we're speaking about this wisdom and these laws and everything, is because if our foundation is love, if you really just think, what is the most loving thing for me, and you start accepting that that's okay for you to say and do, be loving to yourself and choose the loving thing for yourself. Because again, if you have any kind of worthiness, or not weird, but worthiness or conceptions of yourself that are not good enough, then sometimes choosing the thing that feels better, the most loving thing to do, can sometimes not be the obvious choice, because that is not the practiced pattern, right? Because the practice pattern is, I have to struggle, I have to prove myself, I have to be the best, I have to try harder, I have to work real hard to be worthy of this thing that I say that I want, or being treated in a certain way. I have to, prove myself, or, make myself valuable to people. And all of that is, again, it's just beliefs and assumptions that we've picked up from wherever, probably observing people doing the exact same thing in their own ways, because they didn't know any other way. We just aren't taught these things. Again, I'm revising that we're taught this stuff in school so that, we can be more conscious and balanced human beings from a younger age, so that the world is different, that if we aren't projecting all the time and making up these false stories and creating all this tension and us versus them all the time, it would be a lot different. So you can do that. You can do all of that, like finding it, changing the assumptions. You can also, the other part that I am more prone to do now, what I was going to say is, just go straight to the end. Like I've been saying, sometimes it gets a little trippy for some, like, I don't mean trippy, like trippy. I mean, you stumble over some things to go to the end, because that's what I'm saying. If you have some beliefs or some stories that you haven't cleaned up, or not willing to clean up, or it's hard to let go of, or whatever, you can kind of trip over getting to the end. But if you know what you're doing, if you know why, if you've just you know tested some of this stuff out and had some things shift or change or different results, then you've kind of, again, no brainer, right? You just say, like, why wouldn't I just go straight to the end? Why do I know I have a weird belief or something in here, something's going on. And like, I could sort it out if I feel like it, but if it's really not that big of a deal to me, I just know what I want. I don't even bother with it anymore. I just go straight to what is wanted. I go straight to the end. What do I want? If I'm saying, like, I want someone to understand or like get it and apply it, then I just go to the end and have a conversation of them telling me I feel so much better, or I've been doing this stuff for a while, and I just feel like my life is changing. My life has changed. I've had some things shift, or I make it up, specific to the person generally, but that's pretty much how it goes. Simple as that. That's what I'm saying. Keep it super simple. When you're learning all of this stuff, of course you want to like dissect and try all the different things, and it's a lot. It's a process of all realizing the patterns that keep showing up in different disguises in different people. You know what I mean? And it's showing, you're like, oh, this is it again. This is the same theme. But we don't always catch that right away. But once you know all that, then you're just like, you know what? Just forget it. Let me just go to the end. What, and it worked. Like this is truly, it works. Like your life changes in beautiful ways, and not just like I'm saying, getting the stuff you want or the people. It's not that. It's your state of being. It's really like your life changes in the way that you feel better more of the time, most of the time. And even if something happens that is not like you came out of somewhere and you weren't aware, like it, a pattern showed up or something happened or went a little sideways for a minute, what is the victory is you notice yourself not reacting in the same way. And that feels really good when you just are calm, when you say, like, oh, this was something unconscious here. And here it is. It's almost like I've told you guys before, I get a little excited sometimes. Like I get a little like, ooh, this is something for me here to do. Whereas before we get like mad or we get sad or we get like very like that. They did something to me. And now you're like, ooh, I fell asleep or I was unconscious, and look at these results I get. And you know that if you start making the focus out there, you're going to have to do it again or it's going to prolong it or you're going to repeat it. And you don't want that anymore. You don't want that life anymore. That is not how we're living anymore. So instead of this, way less. You might do it for a second. You might get a little like, oh, how dare they? You might do that a little bit. But then you're just like, oh, wait a minute. No, this is something juicy for me here. What am I going to choose? And how am I going to exit this cycle of repetition and go on the spiral of ascension? That just sounds way better than the wheel of karma or the wheel. That's what it's called, the wheel of karma. You're just going around and around with the same stuff, the same lessons, the same things in different disguises until you do something different. And like I've been saying, to help yourself out, that's why the revision, or that's even why create a scene, or imagine, or isn't it wonderful, or get in a feeling, or make up these little imaginal games, because you're helping yourself, because you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. So then when it shows up, you're like, oh, whoo, I didn't know that, like, oops. Or you did know, but like you weren't expecting it somehow, because it's like unconscious. You can't see when it's something subconscious, that's been brewing or whatever, and you just didn't catch it. There's a lot of stuff that's subtle going on. You don't catch it. Then it shows up. But then if you've been practicing and playing your little games and staying focused on the truth and knowing who you are and practicing your state of being, that's why you get excited, because you see it as an opportunity. This is my opportunity to apply something different here. I could choose love. I could choose compassion. I could choose to change my story. I could choose to change my story about myself. Like, it's not about them. That's what you start knowing. Everyone is here to help me wake up. Everyone is here to help me with my growth and expansion. Everyone is here to help me become more aware. This is me in disguise. God as me in disguise. Source as me in disguise. Them as God in disguise. Extension of me. Feedback loop to me. Like, it's all you. So then you can get a little happy, a little excited, instead of disappointed and sad and like guilty on yourself and hard on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. It's a whole little show that you set up for yourself, right? And then when you say, I did this, yeah, why did I make it so hard for myself? I don't know, because I thought it was real brilliant, because you're super brilliant and super capable and powerful. So how challenging it is sometimes, again, is how redemptive it can be. So if you're feeling super challenged, you're feeling really hard on yourself, that's how much love there is there. That's how much, expansion and growth is available. And that's it. And just remembering your state of being. Is this choice? Is this word? Is this conversation? Is this food? Is this whatever I'm about to do a natural extension of my state of being? Does it feel like it's in alignment with me, who I say I am? And if the answer is no, just see about making a different choice. You can still do it, but the more, what I'm saying, when you incorporate these little tricks and tools, they're not even tricks and tools, you know what I mean? When you incorporate this way of being as who you are, and you practice it, you make a conscious effort to be disciplined and practice it, and then it becomes just naturally who you are, right? But you have to practice a little bit first. So when you decide to do that and you still make the other choice, it just starts becoming real uncomfortable. Like you just really can't do it. Like you can't even do it to yourself. You're just like, oh, I'm like lying, like I'm to myself. Like, like I'm saying, is this a natural state? And then you're like, yes. And then you like, do it and then it doesn't turn out right or you feel bad. And you're like, it wasn't a natural extension of my state of being, who I say I want to be or who I am. It's a natural extension of the other state, like whatever that is, lack state or worry state or judgmental state or whatever, fearful, depressed, whatever it is. That was a natural extension of that. But who I say I am, who I want to be, that's not in alignment. And then you just can't keep making that. You just won't light yourself. Like it just becomes again, like, I can't do it. I just can't do it in integrity with myself. Like that is just really how I feel for so many things. I just know inside I'm like, in integrity with myself, I cannot do that. I cannot participate in that. I can't make that choice. And then it's not hard. It's not like you have to, apply discipline in that way, like as if you're doing a diet or as if you're doing, something like that, exercise program or whatever, where you really have to do that. When you're doing things first out of love, like I love myself. This is the most loving thing to do for myself. Now, what is my state of being? And then I check in, is this a natural extension of the state of being? It's effortless, even if it's a diet, even if it's an exercise program, even if it's, speaking to someone in a different way or making a different choice or letting someone go, like whatever it is. It could be letting someone go. Like that is the most loving thing. This is a natural extension of my state of being. That was a part of my old state of being. Sometimes when it's people that are very close around us or in our lives, family or whatever, if we can change the story and the conception of ourselves and them, and there's love, they come along. They come along. And if it's not in alignment, it becomes obvious, but it's not in this agonizing way that you don't know what choice to make. And if you're in that state, then then you don't know yet. That's not it. But when it feels just so natural, like it may be bittersweet, it may not be your favorite thing to do, but it's just so loving. You just know, like you just know. So if you don't just know, then you don't you don't do it. You don't do anything because you're just not in that state to do it. And that sometimes when you're not in the state to hear that or to think about that, that can sound like, well, you have to make a choice. You have to do something, you have to decide, so people will say that, but that's just, you haven't practiced being in the state of being and making these, applying this in different areas of your life to see how it naturally and harmoniously just starts aligning and who is going to be there in alignment with that. And love comes along and who is not, it is very apparent. And either they just leave on their own, like by their own way, it sort of works out that they're just not there anymore. Or you just know that, like I've told you before, you can do whatever you want. I make it so that they make the action. Like I don't have to do anything. They take the action. That's how I manifest it in my end, is like, if this is not, harmonious and it's not in alignment with me, they naturally vibrate out of my life. Or it's a natural and easy and harmonious and loving on both sides. It's just, again, we're not conditioned that is possible, right? We think any kind of like separation or break or change has got to have some kind of drama or some sadness. And just because there's sadness doesn't mean it's not loving. That's another, we just have these weird kind of conditionings or beliefs, but we could change that. We could make it that it's normal for change and shift and alignment and to be harmonious and ease filled and loving. even if it's a bit, something is a challenge, or even if it's, sad in a way, or bittersweet, or whatever the word is. We can start to change our beliefs that is our norm, that is possible, that is how it works in our lives. Everything in harmony. And how does that start? With yourself in harmony, with you in harmony with yourself. And then you will just see, and it's not a question, maybe a question for others. Others may question you, others may not believe you, others may not understand. That's okay. That is okay. You inside, again, in integrity with yourself, feels harmonious to me. I don't really care how it looks to others. But again, that comes from just practicing this for yourself and losing any of those patterns that we have of proving ourselves, proving ourselves to what others, proving yourself to yourself. Nobody really actually cares. They care when they're maybe with you or whatever, but they're the star of their own show. Everyone is the star of their own show. You're just a supporting player, just like they're a supporting player for you. You're a supporting player for them. So we put way too much awareness and thought, like I'm saying, on something out there, what they're going to think, or what they're thinking of me or going to do. Like, they're thinking of you, what you think of you. That you're maybe saying out loud to yourself, or maybe not saying out loud to yourself. They're reflecting back to you what you think of you. So if you don't like what they're reflecting back to you, or the questions that they have for you, those are the questions you ask yourself. Don't get mad at them. Take it back in with yourself and figure out, why am I doing this to myself? And guess what? They will magically change the way they speak to you, or the conversation, or the questions they have, or they just forget about it, they just drop it, or they vibrate right out of your life. That's how it works. Okay. I want to highly suggest a book that I always suggest books, but Neville books. But again, I start re-listening, or I start reading again, stuff that I've read like really a lot of times. Like I've listened, this book I started listening again at least 25 times. I'm sure I've listened to it 25 times because I've had it for a couple of years. So, every few months or something, I just go back to chapter 1 and start it. And I'm always so impressed. This is why I'm saying it. I'm always so like, whoa, like this is just so good, gold in every bit, really, really. And, any of the books, honestly, the Neville, the How to Manifest Your Desires, Power of Awareness, Your Faith is Your Fortune. Those ones right there, every chapter is a lesson. Like every chapter stands alone, I would say. It's a title. Like today, I'm saying, why I'm saying this, I opened the Power of Awareness. It just came to me, like I'm saying, I sometimes open the book or whatever, but I wanted that book for some reason. And I opened in really chapter 15, The Crown of the Mysteries. And then it's like one page, and not even full, straight, of the page, not close together. It's spread out, one page, and it is gold. It's talking about Immaculate Conception, that, nobody placed the idea in your head. You did it yourself, and then you fertilize it yourself. And then the birth is the highest form of consciousness, is the expression of whatever it is, whatever idea, whatever seed you planted in your own mind. Like one pager, just straight out like that, you're like, oh, right, yeah, okay, right. The assumption of the wish fulfilled is the ship that carries you over the unknown seas to the fulfillment of your desire. So one line, the assumption of your wish fulfilled. What I'm saying, go to the end. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That is the ship you little ride in over the unknown seas. Could be big waves, could be crazy, could be a storm, whatever. But that's the ship that's going to carry you to your destination. You know what I'm saying? You just read this one line and you apply it. You're like, okay, yeah, done. Got it. You see, it's gold. That's why I immerse myself in this. That's why it seems to come easy for me, or I can talk about it for hours, because it gets integrated. It's just in there. And because it makes really sense, like something in your heart knows that it's the truth. and you fill yourself over and over again instead of whatever nonsense is going on out there that we fill ourselves with. And then it's like overwhelming and I'm so tired and everything's crazy and whatever, all that. But when we fill ourselves with this stuff, then it just starts integrating into you and then it just flows out of you and you feel calm and you feel relaxed no matter what is happening because you know what to do, you know what to apply, you know how to do it. So I highly suggest that that's the book that I was looking at today is The Power of Awareness. And yeah, just it's so good. Like even if you read one chapter or listened to one chapter, like I'm saying, it's one page. It would take you 3 minutes. It's very short. And you would get all of it from the one page. It has everything in it. So, so good. Like really, really good. Power of Awareness. I would suggest that right now for this time and apply it. Let's do a little bit of breathing. Again, it's important to take in the information and then you have to apply it, right? And so applying it is going into your imagination, shutting off your senses and going into your imagination and either assuming the wish fulfilled or hearing a conversation that implies it's done, or maybe you repeat a phrase over and over to get a feeling. You're trying to get a feeling going, juice up the feelings. And because we are in this world with all this stimulation all the time, that's why, the breath. That's why it's good to apply your breath in a conscious and directed and slowing down way because you're setting the stage. You're getting your vessel prepared to do that work. And that's why I said every wisdom that I've learned has a breathing with it. Every teaching has a breath. Because it is doing something. The movement of life, of information, of energy through the body, when you're doing it because it's such an automatic, unconscious thing that is happening all the time, but it's just like kind of macro, micro, or internal, external of using your awareness, the same thing. You're using it all the time, consciously, unconsciously, not paying attention, just like the breath. So when you start to bring your attention to the breath and then consciously move it, you're also reminding yourself, I can consciously move my thoughts, my awareness, my attention as well. So you're slowing that down. So you slow the processes down, you can catch it, and then you can send it where you want to go, if that makes sense. Okay, let's expand our container. And we're going to squeeze. When you squeeze up, when I'm saying squeeze and hold it, squeeze all those muscles, squeeze them, but your face doesn't show. You're smiling, but you're squeezing, right? And you can think about or intend to bring the energy up in through your body to the pineal gland or even to the very top of your head, to the crown of your head. You're bringing the energy up when you squeeze like a container. Okay, looking straight ahead, inhale deep and hold the breath. Try not to leave any space. Take that deep breath. Inhale a little bit more. Expand in all directions more. Soften your shoulders, soften your heart more. Inhale a little bit more. Try and find some space in your back more. Upper back more. A little bit more. One more. Now hold. Now squeeze. Squeeze the pelvic floor, lower abdomen, navel. Relax your shoulders, open your heart, squeeze. Strong container. And exhale gracefully. Good. Inhale deep, deep, deep and hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more. Fill up a little more. More love. More love. More love. Soften. More love. Expand beyond your physical body. More love. More. One more. Now hold. Now squeeze it. Squeeze it up. Squeeze it up to the top of your head. Strong container. Smile. See your energy. Feel your energy all around you. Big and strong. And exhale gracefully. Good. Last one. Inhale deep. Inhale a little bit more. Soften a little bit more. Expand more. More light. Fill yourself up with light. More light. What do you want more of in your life? Make room. A little bit more. A little bit more. One more. Hold. Squeeze. Squeeze those muscles. Squeeze. Smile. Squeeze it up. Hold. And exhale gracefully. Close your eyes. Easy breath. Feel the shift. See if you can notice change in your consciousness and your awareness, your whole being. Good. We're going to use our voice. We're going to use sound, vibrate, zo, zzz, like buzzing bees. Try and feel it in your head and a nice long O. Rub your palms. Bring your wrists together. Bring them in front of your throat. Feel that energy from your palms onto your face. Inhale and hold the breath for a moment. Hold like you're drawing back an arrow, and then you're going to let it go with your sound. Beautiful again. One more time, inhale. Inhale, hold the breath. Pull root lock, pull the energy up, feel it in your hands, on your face. And exhale. Let's sweep. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale through the mouth, press down. Cover yourself with light. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Why we work with the sound in your voice as well, because if you really knew the power of your word, if you really knew, you wouldn't say anything that you didn't really want to happen, or you wouldn't say anything about anyone that wasn't in alignment with who you say you are and who you want them to be. You just wouldn't use your word and your power of creation in that way. And again, we're just in a sleep. We just, words are so easy and we hear a lot of stuff, but that's why we work with cleaning out, purifying, listening to yourself in a conscious way, and it makes you pay attention because it's not something you normally do. You normally vibrate a sound or say a mantra or whatever. So you're cleaning out you're becoming more aware. It's just a tool for awareness and purifying your own sound and your own frequency and your own voice so that you pay more attention to your words and how you're using them, internal conversation and external conversation. Okay. Let's bring our hands on our heart and just tune into your heart center. Just breathing at your heart. See if you can tune into your state of being. Who do you say that you are? What are you embodying? See if you can feel that frequency, tuning in like a radio dial. Or if you want to think about the cities, you're in a new city. And how does that feel? And if you can tune into the gratitude, just your gratitude for this experience, your love for life. Good. Staying with your hands on your heart, you can open your eyes, cannon breath through the mouth. So like breath of fire through your mouth at your own pace, but move the energy. Just about 1 minute, we'll do it. Let's go. Exhale. Inhale deep. Hold, swallow. Exhale, nose. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, shake it, shake it, shake it. Hands at the shoulder. We just need to clear out a little bit of stuff. So sometimes like emotions or, we got heavy stuff and then you just move it. You got your breath, like see it like the bellows of the fire, like you're cleaning it out. So we're going to have our hands here. We haven't done this one in a while. Remember, inhale, in, in, blow. In, blow. There's no music for this. You got to do it at your own pace. Let's go. Good. In, out. Let it go. In, release. In, use your belly. Three more. Two more. Last one. Inhale deep. Hold the breath. Hold, close your eyes, hold it. And exhale. Inhale, reach. Inhale more. Open up, a little laugh. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay. Last thing, prepares us really good. We did it once before, left nostril breathing. So if your left side isn't clear, just see what you can do about relaxing and getting the left nostril clear. People do it in different ways of plugging your nose. It's easy just to use point your finger, close the left or the right side, and you're just going to breathe through the left nostril. You can have your right hand or your left hand, in Gyan Mudra at your lap, or if any other mudra feels good to you, you can use whatever you want. I'm just using classic yogi pose here. You're going to close your right side and close your eyes, and you're just going to inhale slowly through the left side. So inhale to whatever count you would like, and hold for a few seconds and exhale and just soothe yourself. It's a very soothing breath. It's good to shift your state so you can prepare to go to sleep and the wish fulfilled. Just remove your hand. Inhale through both nostrils. Hold for a moment. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Just tuning into how you feel. Feel your whole state of being shifted, relaxed, soothed, calm, ready. You can bring your hands on your heart. And once again, just tuning into your heart's desire. Just feeling your heart's desires. Assuming the state of being as the person who already has that. You have everything that your heart desires. It's here now. Just choose to step into that state. Feel it with your inner being, your inner senses, your imagination, with your awareness. Feel your heart filled with love, overflowing with love into your whole being like liquid golden light into your whole being, love. Expanding beyond your physical being into your space, infuse your space with love. Tune into the love that is there in your space, in your house or your building, in your city, in your world, in your universe, and beyond. Everything you think of, everything you become aware of, everything you experience is love. Feeling the love and gratitude for all things seen and unseen, for everything you know and everything you don't know, for everyone you like and everyone you don't like. Just feeling this unconditional love and gratitude for all of your experiences. Bring your hands to prayer. Covering yourself in the beautiful blankets of love, peace, and light. Inhale to begin. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Inhale, peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Inhale, light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Inhale for Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you guys. I hope you have a beautiful, restful night.